Is it ISIS? I don't know. Our guest today is a model. He Talion Goffney. He's a fabulous looking guy. I put him up there with like the black male supermodels. Like I don't mean black male and supermodels. I mean he's a black male who's a supermodel. Like the guy who just got married, Tyrese Gibson. He's a great looking guy. There's another guy who's black and buff, and he's a model. And then there's a third guy that also is bald, black, and beautiful. So welcome to the show. Talion Goffney is here for the first time. Talion, welcome to the show, man.
How you doing?
Hey, man, you sound like you're calling me from a loud place. Are you calling from a place where there's a bunch of construction or ladies trying to get at you or something?
No, it's not that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. It's not a world better. It's a little bit better. What's going on, brother?
Oh, hold on. Hello?
Yeah. I was like,
sorry.
He calls in the radio show and then puts me on hold. I love it.
No, I apologize. I was trying to take you off the speaker.
No, you're good.
No, I'm good.
You're good. So, did I pronounce your name right? It's Talion?
Yeah, Talion Goffney.
Talion.
Yeah.
Like Talion. See, I put Talion like it's Italian, right? Talion.
It's
Talion.
Yeah, that's it sounds like that, but it's a mixture of my mom and my dad's name.
Okay, so your dad's name was...
Well, my mom's name Tawana and his name Leon, so they just spliced it.
Tawana and Leon.
And then Leon, yeah, and they spliced it, yes.
Okay, yeah, they get my pat on the back. Whenever I see them in person, I'll give them a holy crap. Good job, guys. Good job. So, what's going on in your world, man? You seem like you're busy doing things, making things happen.
Yeah, just pushing my book. I have an autobiography out. Other than that, I've been doing some youth advocacy things, like for at-risk youth, trying to keep them out of jail and all of that. Because that's a place where I'm from. So I participate in that too.
Nice. Now I want to go back a step because you mentioned something you did kind of quickly, right? Said you're promoting your autobiography. Aren't you kind of young to have an autobiography?
Oh, actually, no. The life I live, no. But yeah, I'm only 34 as of next week. Yeah, but I had a lot to tell. I'm from Camden, New Jersey. It's like a very poverty-stricken city. And, you're lucky if you make it out of there without a prison record. So or alive. So I mean, basically, my book is more or less like my struggles and what took place in my life and how I made it out and how I'm making a change for the better. And then I'm back to share my message. Because where we're from, there's not a lot of examples of success.
Okay, so now I want to ask you something. I'm not trying to be like, a DICK, but I'm just asking you, okay? I always hear people talk about their struggles getting out of the ghetto. What was so challenging for you to get out of the ghetto life? Like, what made it a struggle? What's so challenging about it?
Well, for me, I mean, my mom was 14, with two. I'm a twin, so she had both of us at 15 years old. So no dad. I didn't make the best decisions, and it landed me in a lengthy, incarceration. So I basically almost didn't make it out there, So I went when I came out. Yeah, go ahead.
So you were incarcerated, meaning you went to jail or prison?
Yeah, 75 months.
In prison or jail?
Yeah. The first.
Yeah, meaning both. Or yeah, you went.
It's one. The same thing to me. It is. It really is the same thing. You go to one and then they graduate to the other, so it's the same thing. We there, we don't have no differentiation of it.
Basically, so you went to you were incarcerated for 74 months. So that's 74 months. We're talking a couple of years.
Yeah, it's 6 years, 3
right?
months. 75. Yeah, 75. 6 years, 3 months. And
smoke.
the thing is, like, we never really, like I said, it ain't a lot of examples of success where I'm from. You know, where I'm at, you see all the bad guys winning, so most of us are prone to take that route. You know. And that's why it's not a typical story, because it ain't like, okay, we grew up in rags and riches. It's not one of those type of things. It's an ongoing process. It's a process where, like I said, like they talk about the recidivism rate, why people always go back. But when you get out here, they don't want to give you a shot. They don't want to, you know, it's a stigma, and it sticks with you for life, you know? And that's the reason I felt like I should share my story, because the solution is, it's like, you know, you got to give people another chance at life, you know? But when they don't, it forces them to go back to what they know best. You know, you go back to your element. You know.
Sure, of course.
And that's why, like once you you Google an area, everything could be evident. But it's not a typical story. It's crazy.
And explain to people how hard it is, because I don't think people understand. I know I didn't understand when you say you come from a certain place. And it's hard to get out of that place because everybody's doing crime and criminal activity. I don't think people understand that means everybody, right? That means like all your friends are involved in something, and if you don't get involved in it, then you lose that side of yourself, or you become endangered.
You're almost forced to it, you know? You're almost either that or you become a pariah, and that's not a good thing in the urban areas, you know?
Right, exactly.
Like if you see everybody doing you, the minute you resist, then they would view you as a target. So you do it for safety, you know. You do it to, I guess, fit in, and then not having a 2-parent home, that's another problem, you know. You know, and like I said, if you just take and you Google like take my own name, and the whole thing is more than I care to explain. That's why I put it in the book. But it's. I just feel like it's got to stop. You know, we get out, we don't say nothing. We try to go on with life, and you wonder why. Like I got a little brother now. He's doing 13, and that's why it touches me. To you know, there's a lot going on. I'm getting cousins getting shot. There's all type of things. Like this stuff got to stop. You know.
So you did 6 years in jail, prison.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do on the first day out of jail? Like what do you do? You walk out of jail. The gates close behind you. You realize that you're out of jail. What do you do in that first 24 hours you're out of jail?
Well, you actually, when you reach that point, you really see how much it traumatizes you. Like, to walk across the street again feels weird, you know? Like, I had to go to the mall, like, for practice. You know, I had to go to the mall just for practice, like, to get used to, no, I'm serious, just to get used to being around people again, you know?
You did not have to go to the mall to practice. Are you serious?
Yeah, to get used to being around people. Like, that's how much you confines along your mind. It can't grasp, like, the downlessness of being home, you know? So it messes with you. And some people can't cope with that. That's why they go right back. And people don't see that. They judge. They don't see the psychological effect behind it, you know? I think people... Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. It just popped in my head. And don't people treat you, okay, because you've been to jail and prison, once people find that out, they do treat you differently than they would if they didn't know that you went to prison, right?
Yeah,
but
like you're not even human.
Describe it. Describe how that treatment works.
It makes you feel like you're not even human. You know, it's a whole nother bias. It ain't even like a black-white thing. It's like a society bias thing, like you're not fit to be out here, you know? And it makes you feel that way, you know? And then you do the irrational to try to cope, to try to survive. They make you feel like you don't belong, like you don't deserve to eat, you don't deserve to work, you don't, you know? So you feel that confined.
Would you consider it a similar thing like with a rape victim? Like if someone says they were raped, then the first thing people do is they go, well, what were you wearing? Like you had it coming somehow. Somehow you went to jail, you went to prison because of something that's your fault. You did it, and you deserved it. You went to prison, right?
Yeah, that's how they look at you, but they don't see the culmination of it, you know? They don't see where it originated at. And when you talk about them poverty, urban communities, it breeds those kind of people, you know? It breeds those kind of people. You're talking about a dog-eat-dog world where you got family crossing family and things of that nature. And this is with the young guys, this is what we're learning, you know?
Sure.
At 13, I was already a professional at it, and then they don't. It's these environments, manufacturers like that. And that's what they don't understand. So they're so quick to judge, but when you see where it originated, when you see the source, then you could probably understand the problem. You know, some people make it out. Some people make it out with their mind still intact. You know, and that's like you said. They look at it like a rape victim, like you did it, but it's hard to. Yeah,
definitely it's your fault. Now, when you say at 13 you were involved in it, without giving anything away, I mean, that's a real big deal. What are you talking about? Are you talking about robbing stores? Are you talking about drug deals? Are you talking about pimping the hookers? Or what are you, when you say it, what was it in a nutshell?
Okay. Thank you. Hold on, here. No, what I'm saying is, hello?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? No, what I'm saying is, like where I'm from, right? We never had much, so the only time I ever got what I wanted is when I did something wrong to do it. Like if I wanted a candy bar, started off smart, you still candy bar, you still bikes, things you can't afford, and then that way of thinking followed me in my adult life, you know. So now my wants got bigger. Now I want girls, I want cars, so my crimes get bigger. And this is how we taught, you know. People don't even know. I want to tell you this: if you Google my name. I'm not, and I was around people, that's why I wasn't talking too much. But I was one of the most wanted criminals in the tri-state area. My name's Talion Goffney. If you Google my name, the rest is history. It's crazy. I was breaking ATM machines. I bust out of cop cars. I was even in the porn industry for a while. Like my story is bigger than just a typical, you know. I lived a life where I'm not even supposed to be here no more, you know. And I did 11 years total in prison. My last bid was 75 months. Before that, I did 43 months. You know? And people don't understand, why'd you go back? I come home and nobody want to give me a job? They slammed the door in my face. You know, I even lied on the application to get a job. They found that I was lying. They fired me. Now I'm back in the streets again. You know? Right. And now I'm home. This time it's even harder. I got a son. I got a little son, and I can't take care of him in jail. So now I got to look for small businesses that's willing to give me a chance that's not going to be sweating my record, you know? And the whole thing of it is, like you said about model, I'm gorgeous, you know, and that's not an arrogant thing to say, you know. I've made money modeling, but it ain't enough to take care of me and my child. It ain't enough to open doors for me. I wrote a book. They know this is another one of his quick money schemes. You know, I don't want to brag about my crimes, but in 2008, I stole $500,000 in 18 months. I was cutting ATM machines. I was all over CNN and everything. And when I come home, this is 6 years later. I come home. Changed my life. I went to school. I even graduated HVAC technician. My trade don't mean nothing because now I have burglaries in my record. I can't work in my trade because you know it's residential and commercial or you a liability. Right. So nobody want to hire me. I went to school for nothing for a whole year, and I did it for my boy. Now I'm stuck out here still trying to figure life out. They make you feel trapped, and I'm trying to be strong enough mentally not to go back, and I can't because, like I said, I grew without a father. If I caved, then my son going to suffer the same fate I did. And I can't allow it. That's how serious it is. That's how serious my situation is.
And so you've gone, no, this is really important. So you've taken a positive step forward. So you wrote a book that hopefully other people will get the information and they won't make the same mistakes. And more so than making mistakes, because mistakes is a very powerful word to use. Let's don't call it mistakes. Let's say opportunities. You've written a book so that other people might be able to see other opportunities that are available besides criminal opportunities.
Exactly. Because this is not the only way. I mean, I'm trying it slower, but I'm going to tell you something, and I'm almost embarrassed to say it. From 18 to age 33, I only got 3 years on the street. That's how long I've been in and out of jail. I've been home 22 months now. That's the longest I've been home in almost 14 years. That's the longest I've been home on these streets free, you know? And that's embarrassing. I stayed home long enough to actually have a kid, you know? And now it's even more real. I was in and out of jail so long that jail felt normal to me, and outside felt awkward.
No, I got a question, and I'm really fascinated by your story because I've never had anyone be as open and as honest about their experiences. You know what I'm saying? Usually, people may want to sugarcoat it. They want to paint it a different way. Like, you know, I'm an OG. Well, you might be an OG, but you stumbled along the way, G. You know what I'm saying? But you're keeping it real, and I really love that. Now, I want to ask you something. So you
I'm
have
listening.
a child.